Oli,
Hey dude,
how's it going, man?
I'm good man. How are you?
No complaints over here. I'm liking the setup you got over there.
Yeah,
Uh,
trying to vibe it out a bit with some neons.
I dig it, man. Well, thanks for taking the time to chat today. I did want to start off and tell you I'm just an absolute huge fan. My wife and I are both just huge fans of Bring Me the
Oh,
Horizon.
that's sick to hear.
She wanted me to tell you how much she loves you, loves the music. It's always something we can always agree on. Anytime we're in the car, we're on a road trip, it's like we're gonna listen and Bring Me the Horizon. Like it's
I
always
appreciate
a
that.
constant. So it's
Tell her
truly.
hello from me.
Oh, of course I will, man. So I just want to jump right into it. The new song right now, Die For You, has been doing great for us here at Alt 1051 in Louisville. And I really want to talk about, just kind of the background of the song a little bit. So, I know that it deals primarily with focusing on addiction, rehabilitation, which you've been fairly open about with your experiences. So how do you find the balance between writing as something that's therapeutic for and helpful for yourself, for others, versus kind of crossing the line of almost being too personal or something that you shouldn't share?
I think that is the beauty of music and making music is you can always hide behind like you can always at the end of the day go, oh, I don't mean it. Do you know what I mean? It's not real. Do you know what I mean? You can live out fantasies. You can write stories. You can write fiction. You can write fact. You can, like look at someone like Eminem. It's you can basically get away with saying anything to a degree. So like, but at the same time, it's like for me, it's just so like if I was going to write a diary or a letter to myself or whatever, like if I was in, rehab or something, that's what they would tell you to do. And obviously you need to say everything. There's no point lying to yourself or trying to cover something up or trying to hide something from, someone that's trying to help you. They need to know everything. And that's the same with music. It's like, I need to put it all out there. And, if it's going to help someone else, I need to be as raw and honest as possible. And if I need to heal myself, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, Die For You was like, it wasn't just a song. It was me making like a final decision on, I've got to stop. I've got to stop drinking. I've got to stop doing drugs. I've got to stop. I can't I was for like the last 10 years, I went to rehab maybe 10 years ago now. And I, I closed the door, but I didn't fully shut it. Do you know what I mean? Like I left it a crack open for it to be, flung wide back open again. I was drinking still, I was smoking still, I was doing stuff. And like, I was like, oh, I'm okay. Like, I'm not doing it to excess. Like, I'm fine. Whereas really all I was doing is like, just allowing myself to, when shit got bad as it did in lockdown and, the state of the world, for me to go, right, this is now a crutch, So for me, Die For You weren't just like a song for everyone. It was literally me going, this is like an open letter to my addiction saying, this is it. I'm not doing this again. It's done. Do you know what I mean? Slamming the door and locking every fucking bolt and, so, and that's just incredible because I think it is hard, we don't give ourselves enough time to work on ourselves. We don't there's things we know that will be good for our mental health, like maybe going to gym or meditating or writing a letter or doing this stuff. We don't do those things enough because I don't have time for myself, I don't have time for that and all that. So the fact that it's my job to do that is a blessing because it means that I do these really productive, cathartic processes and I have to do it because it's my homework, I have to write lyrics. We need lyrics. So it's like, I'm really lucky in that sense because that's what I would encourage anyone that's going through hard times is to talk or to write it down or to write a letter, even if you burn it after and stuff. And it's like, I know that it's hard for people to do that because you go, why? Like, what's that going to do for me? I can't understand, but you will understand if you do it.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like you kind of you weave that thread of, focusing on like self-help and like taking care of yourself it seems to be a constant thing throughout the different albums, you know, kind of focuses on different parts, you know, for different albums, like with That's the Spirit, you know, more in, you know, kind of a mental health like focus, Amo being more about love. You were talking about kind of the lockdown and how that really impacted you with, you know, the latest EP and everything. So, you know, I see that kind of theme of, you know, self-help kind of going through, but do you have those kind of concepts in mind as you're going into the recording process for an album, or is it more about just an evolving thing that you see when, you know, you're in that process?
It's both, to be honest. Sometimes you go in with an idea of what an album's going to be, and then it does evolve. It's so weird, like the way your brain works. You like block things. Like I literally just had a revelation of like what this next album's about. Like I was like, it's like I knew it going in, but somewhere along the line I lost it, and it's just come back to me. And it's like my whole journey through lockdown, and like I went and lived basically at like an ashram with a bunch of monks in Brazil for a couple of months halfway through, because I needed just to get away from, I was so in like just the band and everything that my life was. I've been doing it for so long that I didn't know anything else. Do you know what I mean? I was getting all my gratification from like how well the band was doing and how big the shows were playing, what festival, you know, and I wasn't getting real love from anywhere else. Like I was so addicted to this kind of like, you know, not social media, but just the whole kind of artificial kind of way that we all get gratification a lot these days and stuff. So like I had to get away from that and try and it sounds crazy, but like I was so caught up in my somebodyness, like who I was, that I needed to be nobody for a bit. And that's why I just had a realization today. I was like, that's what this record needs to be about. It needs to be about like, we all feel like we all get taught in life, you've got to be someone, you've got to get a good job, you've got to do this, you've got to become someone, where it's the opposite. You've got to learn how to become and be happy with being nobody and being who you are, and being grateful that you're alive. And you know what I mean? It might sound easy for me to say that, but like, it doesn't matter if you're, you know, a millionaire or a rock star or a pop star or whatever. We all go, you know, it's not what makes you happy at the end of the day. You know, if it don't make you happy, it don't make you happy. And if there's things going on in your life. So yeah, I've just had this like really like epiphany moment where I'm like, I know what the record needs to be about. And it for me, it is about what I've learned, how to be happier and how to be more content and feel like more comfortable in my own skin. It's like, I need to share that with people. I need to be that person that, you know, that I needed when I was in this fucking really bad place. Because I know there's so many people out there in the same way. I need to be the one. Like I talk a lot about depression, and a lot of time I talk about how dark it gets without ever talking about how to make it lighter. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, this is the like, and almost that's what Post-Human Survival Horror was about. It's like I could just feel in the air the tension, the horror, the, you know, the fear, the everything that was coming with like obviously lockdown and everything else, and what we were all on the brink of anyway, despite a pandemic. Mm-hmm. And it was like, that was like a call to arms record. This is like, right, I need to talk about like what it is that you need to do if you want to be happier. Like how have I managed to, like, you know, I'm not perfect, but like I'm a million miles away from where I was a couple of years ago, you know? So it's like, and so I've had this moment on that is, I know what the record needs to be about. Do you know what I mean? So it is an evolution, to answer your question.
Yeah. And I feel like, you know, with all of that too, and like kind of, I guess part of that would be finding ways to, you know, almost like brush things off, and it's like focusing on, you know, what makes you happy and everything. I know a lot of times, and you see it a lot with you guys for your band, about the evolving sound that you have as albums go on, and the evolution process of the band and everything, and working with different artists, and does it make this group happy, does it make this group happy, and, you know, all of those things. So I mean, you know, working with different artists, of course, you know, at the Brit Awards you guys did the song with Ed Sheeran with Bad Habits, which I'm so looking forward to that studio version that's coming. It sounded fantastic live. So definitely pumped for that. But it's no secret for Ed being kind of into rock and metal, but how is it working with somebody that's, just viewed very prominently as just a pop artist when, you guys are kind of on the flip side of all of that?
I mean, that's what we buzz off. That's where we get our kicks, is like pushing ourselves and doing doing things that you won't expect. But obviously not just things for the sake of it, or things that like don't make sense, but more often those things where it's like, I would have never put these two things together, but it works. Do you know what I mean? And like, I wouldn't say, like, when we said yes, we didn't know that it was going to work, but at the same time, it'd been a different story if The Weeknd approached us. We'd have been like, fuck, how are we going to blend disco and rock? Do you know what I mean? But it was like, there's something in Ed's music where we're like, we can take this and we can make it feel like we can bring it into our world. And at the end of the day, he's so stripped back, and he just writes good music. You know what I mean? I've always thought about Ed Sheeran. I've always thought that guy knows how to write a song, because there's no gimmicks, there's no bells and whistles. It's him and an acoustic guitar, maybe a synth line, and everything's so like, he goes and plays Wembley Stadium with an acoustic guitar, and it's like, that's how someone knows how to make good music. So yeah. It was just like, we just added to that. We just like flavored it. We just garnished it with with our sound. And you take away what we did, and his song's still there. So yeah, and he's just, when you're around him after 10 minutes, you forget that he's even famous, because he acts just like so down to earth, so normal, just like he's got all the time in the world for you. It's like, and you have to keep reminding yourself, oh, this guy's one of the biggest artists in the world,
Yeah, definitely. Well, again, I'm looking forward to the studio version of that that's going to be coming out. Like I said, if it's anything like the live version, it's going to be fantastic. So I'm pumped for that. So I have one final question for you, and this one's a little bit goofy, off the wall. It's just something that I've been curious about for a few years now, and I don't know if there's actually a real answer for this or not. But again, just out of curiosity. So the Amo album is one of my favorite albums of all time. I absolutely love it. And with the songs on the album, Mantra is the only one that's all capitalized. Everything else is all lowercase. Is there any reason for that?
That's a good question. So when I wrote that song, like, I don't know if you've seen the music video for it, but like, there's this moment where like Mantra is like advertised almost like it's a product. Do you know what I mean? Obviously it's all to do with what the song was about. It was like almost like love, about how love's a social construct, and it's almost like a cult in a way. It's almost like branded and packaged, and do you know what I mean? We sold it through, every day it's like talk to you. So like, I really wanted Mantra to be on Spotify, like a copyright registered thing. So we wanted the little copyright logo of the registered. We didn't realize until it was too late that unless I can't remember if it was Spotify wouldn't allow the symbol, or because we hadn't actually copyrighted the word Mantra, because we weren't allowed to do that. So it just had to go up without the copyright symbol. So it would have made a lot more sense probably with the little symbol, but yeah, unfortunately we couldn't do it. So it just remained as a caps lock thing to give as much as that feeling as we could possibly do, that it was a product.
Okay. All right. I mean, yeah, that would have made a lot more sense with that. But yeah, that's again, that was one of the things I've been wondering since the album came out. So that's, I'm happy that there actually is like a reason. It wasn't just like just because. So that's awesome, man. But I want to thank you again for taking the time to chat today. I'm looking forward to hearing even more new music, and hopefully seeing you guys sooner rather than later as things have been opening up. I know you got a few shows stateside that have been announced, so I'm very excited, and hopefully we'll be seeing you very, very soon.
Sure, appreciate it, man.
Of course, man. Thanks a lot, Oli.
Cool, nice one, dude. See you later.